I first became involved with Girls on the Run with one of my clients at Mercy Healthplex. She actually asked me to be her daughter's running buddy. I decided I can run a 5K. I went down. Unfortunately, she was sick. So that day I went over to the entertainment booth, and with no hesitation, I started making crowns and tutus, and I started making face painting. And that day I met a young girl named Kendra, and she told me she wanted something on her face that only I would know what it means. And she asked me anything, and I wrote "I will" on the side of her right cheek, and I'll never forget it because I used to wear a bracelet that said "I will." And she asked me what it meant, and I said, it just means you will do anything. If it's a 5K, or if it's do well in school, or if it's I'm gonna dance, whatever you're gonna do, you will do it. And I remember I walked away from the entertainment booth and I didn't know what to do that morning, so I just cheered. And as she was crossing around the finish line, she looked at me and she said, I will absolutely do this again. And that was my first race I volunteered in, and that was in 2008. So I met a woman who I followed her lead through Ironman training in 2008. She did Ironman Louisville, and part of the Ironman Louisville that year, you could sign up to be any charity you wanted. And knowing that I was going to be racing in 2009, I, without hesitation, picked Girls on the Run to race my first Ironman in 2009. And since then, I've been actively SoleMating or fundraising for others, and then also assistant coaching. Girls on the Run has impacted and personally changed me in more ways than I can probably tell the common stranger on the side of the street. From being a woman and being very self-motivated, but more than anything, developing my sense of strength and to be able to show young girls what that's about. That's not just through running, but that's not through intrinsic motivation, but that's through believing in myself and finding young girls that can also believe in themselves. I don't think it was the first race. I think it was probably after my first Ironman, that fall season after my first Ironman. So I've done a couple of seasons with the girls, and I remember deep down I'm the little girl that wants to make my tutu, my tiara as well, that defines me. And at that race, I decided to put Iron Jess on my tiara. And knowing how many girls I sponsored during that moment, and then knowing that that team of that thousands of girls in Cincinnati keeps growing because of my fundraising, it was a very bone-chilling, tearful, awesome moment. I decided to fundraise $50,000 mostly because I'm a challenger. And my first season, I thought 5,000 seems realistic. I went for 10,000, and that was in 2009. And then I took a year off and I decided I can double this. Let's try for 20,000. And I promised my parents, friends, and family, if I raised 20,000 that year, I'm gonna wear a hot pink tutu. So of course I buckled down, I got involved with so many different kind of fundraising things, raised the 22,000, and then took a year off, and I thought, well, 44 just sounds really weird, so let's go for 50,000 and let's try to raise $50,000. To raise $50,000, I have sent many letters, I have made support t-shirts, I've had purse parties, I've had, one of my clients wanted to have a Mary Kay kind of a party. One of my other clients wanted to have go into the nursing home and paint nails, $5 a nails, with my little girls that I coach. And I would have the spin-a-thon was a huge success. That's an 8-hour spinning day that we just pedal and pedal and pedal, and girls and people get donors for that. We had our second annual indoor duathlon and triathlon this year. So all different ways that I just try to be open to anything that might get more dollars for the girls. During this fundraising challenge, more than anything, I have learned that you can't be afraid to try. It doesn't matter what that avenue might be. It might be fundraising $50,000. It might be doing one of the hardest Ironman. If you don't go out there and try to knock some walls down, you don't know what you're capable of. Hands down, if you have never been to a Girls on the Run, I would encourage anyone to participate and see a 5K. There are thousands of young girls running around, you know, with these beautiful faces that are just so happy to be there on race day that they don't know what 5K really feels like outside, you know, the parameters of their practice fields. And if you can just see their joy and their smile and their true spirit of cheer, then there's no reason that anybody leaves that race and not wanting to come back for more.